Hello everyone, it's Jamarl Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, this is awesome. This is awesome. As I'm seeing green everywhere else, and I'm seeing myself in the corner, so good. Explosive dossier. This is USA Today. Report. Infamous Trump dossier funded by Clinton campaign and the DNC. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when this came out, if you remember, this was supposed to be explosive. It was supposed to be explosive. It was like all of this reports. And the one thing that everybody remembers from this dossier was Trump liked to get peed on. This is politics, man. This is them putting out information in order to attack the character of the other person. Reality need not apply. Now, when I heard about this, my thought was, if Trump likes to get peed on, then Trump likes to get peed on. Good for Trump. I think it's slightly disgusting. But whatever, his kink is his kink. It's none of my business. If you're going to go that route and you're going to make something up, why not Trump likes to have a woman shit on his chest? Why not Trump like I can think of all these things that you can make up. Being peed on is muted and over the top at the same time. This is just such a odd thing. But let's be honest, they put that in there because they wanted to attack the guy. Now, like I said, I looked at that. I didn't care if Trump liked to get peed on. Kink is his kink. I don't think that in any way changes the character of the person if that person likes to get peed on. But the majority of the country, I don't think, has that openness in regards to just having people, allowing people to be people in regards to their sexuality. That being said, this dossier was essentially planted. This dossier was planted. Meaning this was put out there kind of as chum bait in order to go after Donald Trump. And again, character. Like I said, the thing that stands out in that dossier was Donald Trump likes to get peed on by Russian hookers. It was just an amazing thing. And they were reporting it as if this was like a flat fact. There was a dossier that came out that said Donald Trump liked to get peed on. It's amazing. It's amazing. And now, lo and behold, the dossier that came out was from Hillary Clinton and the DNC. That's amazing. If you remember correctly, that picture that came out with Obama in the Muslim garb and everything else, that was Hillary Clinton. That was Hillary Clinton. It's putting out chum. This is USA Today. Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and the Democratic National Committee helped fund the research behind the infamous dossier that alleges ties between President Trump and Russia, according to a report. Mark Elias, a lawyer from the Clinton campaign and the DNC, retained the political consulting firm that commissioned Christopher Steele, the dossier's author. The Washington Post reported. That's amazing that the Washington Post reported that. The agreement reportedly began in April 2016. Elias and his law firm, Perkins Cole, funded the research by the firm Fusion GPS that led to the dossier through October 2016. That's not random. The election is held in November. The whole point was for the dossier to put a drag on him, to attack him and everything else. This is the same person who's complaining about WikiLeaks. This is the same person who's complaining about actual, factual, true information being used against her and weaponized to club her over the head. How dare they club me over the head with true information? The brutes. The brutes. It was Russia and Putin. It was so unfair. But yes, I would work with the DNC to fund a dossier that says somebody, my opponent likes to be peed on. I'm sorry, the peed on thing is funny to me. I don't know why. It just is. Mind you, not the kink. The fact that this was political chum. Somebody had to be sitting in a room somewhere. Like, understand what I mean? This is not random. Somebody had to be sitting in a room somewhere, and somebody said, what about peed on? Somebody might even went further. What about shit on? It was also, we can say he likes to be shit on. I just said, no, that's too far. That's too far. That's too far. I can go with peed on. We take it to a vote. Yes, it's peed on. Peed on works. Peed on works. Donald Trump likes to be peed on. It's just amazing. That's all. It's politics, fair enough. But god damn it, man. If this is the politics that you need to deal with, you have other problems as a candidate and as a party. A still unknown Republican donor initially funded Fusion GPS's research. That's amazing. That's amazing. So a Republican donor essentially paid for this dossier initially. Hillary Clinton and DNC eventually jumped onto this and kind of went along with the funding and says, hey, if you're going to say Donald Trump was peed on, I'm right there with you. That's amazing. The dossier alleges extensive ties between the president and Russia, but its contents are unverified. It has become the subject of 3 separate investigations into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. Trump calls the document false. That's important. That's important. If the pretext for the Russian investigation is there is some connection between Trump and Russia, and if they're using the dossier as some basis to legitimize the investigation itself, and you just found out that the dossier was paid for by his political opponents, you've just lost your legitimacy. Your legitimacy has fallen through the floor and through the next floor and landed in the pit of hell. You have no legitimacy anymore to these investigations. Now, I understand the business ties, fair enough. The dossier alleges extensive ties between the president and Russia, but its contents are unverified. Not just unverified, you just said in this article that it was paid for by Hillary Clinton and the DNC, the person who was running against them. Let's go to Fox News. Let's go to Fox News. And like always, I need to put the caveat in that this is indeed Fox News, so take it with a grain of salt. But in this particular case, I love the way Fox News puts this, because you're attacking a Republican, Donald Trump. And even though they may have this kind of sketchy relationship with Donald Trump, ultimately Fox News dislikes Democrats. So they're going to be more stark in the way they get the story across. And I like the way the epicness in which they get the story. Trump rips Clinton's link to Fusion GPS dossier as a disgrace. Says Russia hoax is turned around. I don't often agree with Trump, but I agree with him on this one. You found that it wasn't a hack, it was a leak. You found that the dossier that they was using as justification to go in this particular investigation was paid for by Clinton. It is a disgrace. She's running around with a book talking about what happened. I'd argue that to some degree this is what happened. This playing of politics as opposed to actually dealing with the brass tacks of dealing with people's needs. You got beat, or Donald Trump beat the one person out of 325 million people that he could beat, Hillary Clinton. Even when you're putting out a dossier that said he gets peed on, you still lost. You still lost. And Trump called it a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I love that. President Trump, in a wide-ranging sparring section with reporters Wednesday afternoon, blasted Hillary Clinton over new revelations her campaign helped funded a salacious anti-Trump dossier last year, calling the project a disgrace and claiming the tables have turned on Democrats over the Russian hoax. They're embarrassed by it, but I think it's a disgrace, Trump told reporters before heading to Texas for a briefing on Hurricane Harvey recovery efforts in a Republican fundraiser. It's very sad commentary on politics in this country. That's amazing. Donald Trump is getting on his high horse saying, this is a very sad commentary on politics in this country. That's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. This guy started this campaign off saying that Mexicans were rapists and drug dealers, and he's like, this is a very sad commentary. God damn it, man. Politics is infuriating. I'm laughing at this because it's infuriating. Both of these people, or both of these groups, both parties, have no legitimacy. Both of them attack the other one for the exact same thing that the other one does. Now, no, Donald Trump didn't put out a dossier saying Hillary Clinton peed on somebody, but he didn't need to. Like, for the most part, they've been attacking Hillary Clinton for the past 20-some years. Now, they've called her every name but a child of God. Some of this stuff is true. Some of it's not so much. But let's be honest. The things that Donald Trump has said, be it on Twitter, be it in the UN, be it in the White House, being in the press box, he's lied flagrantly over and over and over again. He's put his press secretary up to lie flagrantly over and over again. He's bashed one group after the next. Pummel Hillary Clinton to win. But let's be honest. He has no standing whatsoever to say it's a very sad commentary on politics in this country. That is true. As a flat fact, it is. But you're part of that, dude. Let's not pretend that. In the midst of a court case that threatened to reveal the dossier's funding, it emerged Tuesday night that political consulting firm Fusion GPS was retained last year by Mark Elias, an attorney representing the Democratic National Committee and the Clinton campaign. The firm then hired former British intelligence officer Christopher Steele to write the dossier that contained unverified and lurid allegations about Trump and his team's ties to Moscow. They casually left out the fact that a Republican donor was the person who started the investigation, but fair enough, they got most of it right. The Washington Post first reported on the connections which were confirmed by Fox News. That's funny to me. Confirmed by Fox News. Trump, though, repeatedly said Wednesday that this information only came out because the court case have revealed it. Amid a series of Russian-related controversies that have Democrats, at least for now, on the defensive, Trump suggests that the allegations of Russian collusion with this campaign have boomeranged and are hurting Democrats. The whole Russia thing. This was what Democrats was coming up with an excuse for losing the election, Trump told reporters. He's right, by the way. He's perfectly right. They lost it, and they lost it very badly. That's also true. She got pummeled. And they didn't know what to say, so they made up the whole Russian hoax. Yes! Yes! God damn it, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Donald Trump. But yes! That entire paragraph was the first paragraph that Donald Trump has ever put together that was cohesive. And I agree with everything that he just said. I agree with everything he just said. Now, the amazing part of this is, fair enough, you're the president of the United States. You just found out that one of the people in the other party, or one of the groups in the other party, gave 20% of the uranium stores of this country to a foreign body. Not just that their hands were being greased in the process of doing so. So what do you do? What do you do? You're a big tough guy. You're Donald Trump. They've been going after you with this Russia thing nonstop. If it was me, oh man, if it was me, I would be a pit bull on this. I would be pushing Sessions to go after these guys left and right. If Sessions wouldn't do it, I'd fire Sessions. I'd hand him his walking papers. And yes, I can fire Sessions in this case, because I'm kind of making this point of, look, you shouldn't have fired Comey. But Sessions recused himself in the main investigation. So it's not a situation where Sessions is not necessarily, it's not getting rid of Sessions is not necessarily a problem. They may not necessarily like it. But you have corruption that's rampant in the other party. Hell, even the election thing. They threw 100,000 people off the roads in Brooklyn. And they just came out saying that was illegal behavior. State and federal law. We broke state and federal law. Are you going to stand up for the interests of the American public? And are you going to go after the corruption? And I understand there's an investigation on you right now. But right now, all of this information that's been coming out about Russia has been against the Democrats. And you can make a case that says, look, it looks like her palms were getting greased, and I want to have an investigation into her palms being greased. And I am pushing the Justice Department to have that investigation into Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton's palm being greased. And for that matter, all of this stuff. I mean, this is fucking amazing. Now, granted, this is just politics, the whole dossier thing. I'm going beyond the dossier thing into the whole Russian allegations thing in general. I'm just saying they foment ridiculousness in order to get the pretext for an investigation, for a link, at the very least for the link that they kept screaming about, that didn't exist. That didn't exist. Lo and behold, 10 months in, we find one connection after the next. The FBI's going after connections in regards to Russia, meaning they're finding extortion, all this illegal behavior with regards to getting uranium and all of this stuff. Vladimir Putin kind of pulling together uranium source 20%. All that information is about Democrats. All of that is about Democrats. So yeah, Trump is right. It has flipped. The question is, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Like I said, if it was me, I would go after him. I would go after him for two reasons. It is easier to divert the information that's coming out in the news if something is taking place with regards to the other party. Particularly if what's taking place in regards to the other party is being driven by the news cycle in general. This information about Uranium One and everything else is being driven to some degree by news cycle. Are you going to take advantage of the news cycle, or are you just going to let it die down? They scream to high heavens that you had something to do with Russia. I would be somewhat punitive in going after them trying to accuse me of going after Russia, particularly after saying I was peed on. The peed on thing would bug me, man. That would bug the shit out of me. Again, it's not that I care about the peed on thing. It's just that it seems immensely dickish, and it's purely for this idea of just going after his character. Yeah. Trump is right. Trump is right. Trump is perfectly right. God damn it, it hurts me to say it, but Trump is right. He's right. Trump added, now it's turning out that the hoax is turned around, and you look at what's happening with Russia and uranium deal and a fake dossier, and it's all turned around. So he knows about it. Like, he's talking about it. This is not, and this is kind of the point I made before. This came on the Hill. So Hillary Clinton can come out and say, oh, this is baloney, it's fake, and all this other stuff. Hell is not making this shit up. They're looking at court documents. It's like, either you're going to believe Hillary Clinton or your lying eyes. Which one? Which one? I love the fact that Donald Trump is talking about it. I would prefer you would be a little bit more boisterous about it, which is, you know, rare. But, yeah, I'm glad he's talking about it. What the hell is Jeff Sessions doing? What is Jeff Sessions doing? Is Jeff Sessions sitting there with his thumb in his ass? What is just Jeff Sessions doing? What is the Justice Department doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? He's out there trying to lock up stoners and whatnot. What is Jeff Sessions doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Trump was not only referring to the dossier, but to the Obama administration's 2010 approval of a Canadian mining company's sale to a Russian firm that gave them partial control of United States uranium reserves. The law firm that retained Fusion GPS reportedly was paid millions in legal fees by the Clinton campaign and the DNC. You mean the DNC that's strapped for cash and can't raise any money but had enough resources to give a P document trying to say that Donald Trump peed on somebody, got peed on? That's great. Sources, however, told the Post that neither the Clinton campaign nor the DNC specifically directed Steele's work, labeling the intelligence officer simply as Fusion GPS's subcontractor. You don't have to direct their work. Certainly, they understand what the DNC wants. It's like, say for instance, you're going through an arbitration clause. You work with a company, you go through an arbitration clause. You understand that when you sign an arbitration clause, 90-something% of the arbitrations go in favor of the company itself. Part of the reason they do the arbitrations is to keep you out of court. Court is somewhat random. The arbitration is somewhat not. The person who's doing the arbitration is funded by the company itself. The company pays for the arbitration. Do you honestly believe that if the person who was doing the arbitration was fair, was going to get a call back from the company? Or do you believe that the company was just going to call somebody else to do the arbitration? And do you believe that that person has an interest, has an incentive to go in line with the company the overwhelming majority of the time? If the DNC and the Clinton campaign was paying this guy, they full well knew what the DNC and the Clinton campaign wanted. That's what I'm getting at. You didn't have to direct it. You didn't have to say, I need you to say that somebody peed on Donald Trump. You don't have to say it. You already knew it. Just from the person who's doing it, from the person who's paying him. Where's my check coming from? The check is coming from this guy. Okay, fair enough. Here's your dossier. Here's your dossier. The Democratic National Committee, meantime, stressed that the current leadership was not involved in the arrangement. So what? So what? I don't care if Tom Perez was involved in the current arrangement. You guys are a bunch of crooks. These Republicans that are in office are so batshit crazy. And you can't even make a decent argument as to why you should win. And in not being able to make that decent argument, you pay to get a dossier saying that somebody peed on Donald Trump, peed on one of the candidates. He's a reality show host. He fucked up 1 week after the next for the entirety of his campaign. You believe that having something like this was going to be the thing that took Donald Trump down. If something was going to take Donald Trump down, it would have been Donald Trump. You lost to reality show hosts. You can say whatever you want about Trump. I would agree with probably most of it. The one thing that Donald Trump can do is pummel Hillary Clinton. There's one person in this country who could lose to Donald Trump. And that person just so happened was running against Donald Trump. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Yeah, it's fucking amazing. Alright, let's get a few questions. Hey Jamarl, hey Eric, what's going on? Hey Jamarl, save the breast, it feeds people, damn it. What? Save the breast, it feeds people. I don't know what that means. Let's not forget Hillary Clinton was a Goldwater girl. Fair enough. Save the breast, it feeds people. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, I get it. Trump's peed on. Fair enough. That's funny. Hey girls, pee-pee when they see me. Come on, man, it's funny. I suspect that the reason why I was put in dossier because it's fucking hilarious when you hear it and it sounds bad. And again, it's like, and I'm saying it sounds bad from the perspective of somebody in the country. I don't give a shit if somebody was peed on. What are you gonna do when you get in the office? I'm just like, I don't care about the peed on thing. Your kink is your kink. I never saw a problem with the pee tape thing. My girl's peeing on me right now. Sammy McPhone. Good for you, Sammy. Gerald Cruz Melonia. Compared to Democratic operative, President Trump seemed to hold the moral high ground. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry, he doesn't. there's a such thing as having both be problematic. There's a such thing as both. You know, one doesn't necessarily make the other one a goddamn angel. They can both be devils. Just saying, yay, I made it live. Luther, Dow Pepper, yes. I have a few more after this one. Donna Levesque, you can't make this up. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. If you made it up, somebody said it's a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. Not at all. It's no goddamn Washington Post. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's politics. Like, when people are talking about conspiracy theories and all this other stuff, it's like these people are trying to get political power. In your normal day-to-day life, you're not involved in these major decisions, but think about the things that you yourself do to try to advantage yourself, either at your job or whatever else. They're actually talking about political power, making decisions, you know, make major decisions. What do you do when you try to get in office and when you know that the majority of the public don't want you in that office? You pay a bunch of money to get a dossier saying that your opponent likes to be peed on. That's what you do. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Alright, guys, I'm going to kill this because I have something to do before doing my other video. I have a couple more to do tonight, and so I will see you guys in a few. Alright, guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, like, or write, and subscribe. And of course, you can always support through Patreon. Thanks, guys.